Welcome back, everybody, to Story Time with Josh. Everybody seemed to enjoy the last one, so I'm going to continue on with this. I have a story from a couple weeks ago that reminded me of a previous story we'll get to at the end of the video where a mole almost caused me to be eaten by an alligator. So if you want to hear that story, stick around. But what led up to that was my wife and we took the kids down to Columbia, South Carolina. One of our kids was on spring break, went down, stayed close to the zoo so we could go hang out and see animals and stuff. And one evening, we used to live in Lexington for a year, and so we got familiar with some of the trails and things down there. So we decided to go walk on the riverfront walkway. I believe it's on the Broad River. Editor Josh? Love that guy. He knows everything. But anyway, on the Broad River, and I told my wife on the way over, we were driving to this riverfront walk, which is, it's not really riverfront, it's like an island that runs in the middle of the Broad River. River on one side, canal on another side. And we've seen a lot of wildlife over the years down there. And I told my wife, I said, I've got a really good feeling about this trip out here. She was like, oh, you're never wrong. So let's see what that's about. So we get going, and we're not really seeing anything. A little disappointing. I've got my binoculars out and everything. I'm looking. And we get close to halfway, and my youngest daughter, Willow, she kind of gassed out. She doesn't have quite the stamina that everybody else does. So me and her, Willow, we headed back to the van, started walking. And I saw one deer, which I'll throw up here. You can see it was kind of on the riverbank, actually up under root balls of trees, which is really interesting. So I saw that and I was like, okay, fine. I saw something cool. I can live with myself. We get to the end, get back in the car and drive to the other end to pick up my wife and my other daughter. And they were like, oh, we saw this cool bird. Can you tell us what you think it is? I'll throw up the picture here. And I'm looking at it and I'm zoomed in and I'm like, well, they had zoomed in. And I'm like, well, it looks like an anhinga, which is a cormorant-like species of bird. They're fishers, swim underwater and catch fish. And she was like, yeah, we were looking at it. And I'll zoom out on the picture and show the full picture here. They were looking at this bird and did not see the full-grown alligator laying up on the bank behind it, which is just a great example of not seeing the forest for the trees. You see one thing, you fixate on that thing, and everything around you become blind to. And it was just hilarious that they were taking a picture, the one that I just showed you, and the alligator is in frame on their camera, but they didn't see the gator until someone said, hey, do you see that alligator? So anyway, funny story there. Reminded me of another time where I didn't see an alligator. Embarrassing, I know, because y'all be looking and all the things. Before I had kids, I was a wildlife and animal removal expert. I would trap things, I would do pest control, different stuff. And I was on Kiowa Island, which is just south of Charleston, South Carolina. Private island community kind of thing. And a lot of very big, fancy houses. And I was out there for a mole trapping job. So when I had moles, they were digging up their yard. They wanted me to come take care of it. And this is middle of the summer. And this is probably 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's one of my last stops of the day. And I get out. I'm just kind of on autopilot. Whenever you're trapping moles, what you do, I'll show you here. You just kind of find their tunnels and you just walk around and you tamp down the tunnels where they're at, because they move around a lot. They're not going to be in your whole yard. They'll be in one area of your yard. So if you've had moles for 2 weeks and I come out, I don't know where they're at. I don't know where to set my traps. I don't know where to bait. So what you do is you go tamp down all the tunnels. And you come back the next day and you see what's new. And that's where you bait and that's where you set your traps. So I'm just walking around on autopilot, got my hat on, looking down. And I'll see if I can make this work. When you have a hat on, you see that brim. So I'm looking down and I'm just walking. And when you see this dark spot right here, that was about a 9-foot alligator just sitting in front of me, not in the bushes, not next to a log, not in the water, in the middle of someone's yard, not hiding, just hanging out, sunning, doing his thing. And I somehow teleported from no more than 3 feet away from this thing to 15 feet away. Don't know how I got there. But it was just absolutely incredible. And you could almost like see the sigh from the gator, just like I've, I pride myself on paying attention, knowing where things are. You see on TV, you're like, oh, I'd never fall for an alligator looking like a log. He was just in the yard. He wasn't swimming, wasn't submerged, nothing. I'm just on autopilot. I'm doing my thing. And all because I was out there trapping moles. I was just so tired, fixated. I didn't see it coming. I called my boss. I said, I got to go home. I don't have any clean clothes. I'm done for the day because my nerves are shot. So that was just a fun story. Wanted to add. Appreciate y'all sticking around. If you enjoyed it, leave me a comment. If you like this series, leave a like. For everyone who watched the snap and turtle video from earlier this week, appreciate it. That one's doing particularly well. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I did see it. I released it down in the creek here. And later that day, I did see him kind of flipping around under some roots and whatnot. So he's doing fine. Or she. I don't know. But thanks for sticking around. Till next time, y'all be looking.